Hello, Gold viewers from around the world. I'm Kristen Schwartz, licensed midwife and MC here at Gold. And here at Gold, we're getting ready for a brand new symposium titled The Latest in Lactation here at Gold in 2021. And with me here is one of our speakers, the wonderful Shondra Mattos. Hi, Shondra.
Hi.
It is so wonderful to have you here again. Of course, you are a return presenter here at Gold, backed by popular demand. So we are so lucky to have you back here, and it's wonderful to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Uh, so, for our viewers who are not yet familiar with you, are you able to tell us a little bit about yourself? I know we chatted offline, and you have a wonderful and very interesting background. You told me at that time that a little while ago you were in the armed forces, right? So tell us how all that happened and how you came to the world of lactation.
Sure. So I'm a location independent IBCLC now. However, in 2013, at the beginning of it, I was a linguist for the Army. I was working at the NSA actually. So the journey was a little interesting. It's not a logical transition, but I was medically discharged and didn't know what I wanted to do. So I went back to college as I think what we're told that we're supposed to do is go to school, figure out what we want to do. And then it was in history class where one of my instructors were talking about midwifery. And I had heard about midwifery and I had heard about doula work previously. And I was like, I don't want to be responsible for births and the health of parents and babies. But I heard about doula and it sounded easy enough. And so I signed up for a doula training that weekend. And on the way to preparing for the DONA training period, it was a weekend that we had at a local doula's house. I ended up having to take some pre-work for lactation, and I ended up falling in love with lactation sciences. So really roundabout way, got out of the Army, became a doula, found lactation. Now I'm an IBCLC.
Fantastic. Yeah. And it's interesting how you, as a doula, you came to lactation. You probably weren't aware of that topic so much, right? And how you fell in love with it. That's just wonderful to hear.
I
You
didn't
know,
have
it's
any children or anything. So I was just like, oh, lactation science. I love it.
That's interesting. Yeah. And, it's interesting how things work out and how you found the love there for this field. It's just beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about the presentation here at Gold. Your presentation will be the art of virtual assessment for oral dysfunction, and we are in 2021. Many IBCLCs, any healthcare providers, people working in the field, have, because of COVID, now been kind of pushed into the field of virtual visits, right? So tell us a little bit about what you've learned and what you're presenting on, and maybe also a little bit of a review of what this last year and a half taught you, or what you maybe have discovered for yourself.
Sure. So I've been providing virtual visits practically since 2016 and formally since 2018 as a location independent practice. So I've had a lot of time to learn of the art of virtual visits. But I think in the last year or so, seeing so many providers get into virtual visits, I think it's becoming really um, obvious that you can't handle a virtual visit the same way you handle a home visit. You don't just do a home visit online. And so I think that being able to communicate that message is something that would be really, really helpful for those who are considering really branching out with virtual care, is that it requires a different skill set and a different way of thinking. It's more challenging in a lot of ways, but the quality of care can be good, especially when a parent doesn't have good local care, right? So I think I hit on that, how I got here, what I've learned, a little bit about
Yes,
that.
absolutely. And you know what is interesting too, here, I think, you have kind of perfected the art of the virtual visits from what I can tell. And so also for seasoned IBCLTs who have done now kind of a few virtual visits under their belt because of COVID, I think there's still a lot to learn and to optimize, right? In that kind of way for optimizing the visits.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm still learning, right? We never stop learning. I
Right.
can't say that I came up with the idea of virtual visits. I had heard other IBCLCs when I first got into the field, like Jennifer Tao has talked about how she's had clients all over the country. And so I really got inspired that this was a model that could work. It was working for some
Mhm.
people. And this was back, like I said, in 2015, 2016.
Right.
And so over the time, I've been able to, I think, provide a unique perspective in the sense that I just do what works for me, and my brain might work a little differently, and that's good or bad depending on who you are. But I really am happy to be able to highlight just what works for me in my practice, to be able to provide you with a little bit of nuggets, or the people who attend a little bit of nuggets to incorporate, so that things can go a little bit smoother, not be as clunky, and they can feel confident in their skills of providing virtual services.
A little bit smoother. Everybody wants that, right? A little bit smoother is always a good thing. And your presentation will be live on October 26th, right? You're going to be
Yes.
here with us at Gold. Of course, it will be recorded. So if our viewers can't be there live, it will be available there as well. And you also train professionals, right? You have a website. Why don't you tell us a little bit where our viewers can find you? Also, if they're also seeking additional training, maybe after
Sure.
watching this presentation. So where should they go?
Yeah, I have my hands in a lot of different things. So the easiest way to find me is through my lactation practice website, mattoslactation.com. You can shoot me a message, or you can email me at smattos@shondramattos.com, right? So it's long, but pretty much if you go to Mattos Lactation, you'll be able to get in contact with me if you want to reach out. Essentially, yeah, I provide one-on-one client, or excuse me, case consulting. I do training. I do a lot of different things at a lot of different places, but that's going to be the easiest way to get a hold of me. It's easiest
Wonderful.
to remember too.
Well, Shondra, it has been such a pleasure chatting here with you and having you here. And I'm so looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
And for our viewers also, if you want to find out more about this symposium, it's a 2-day symposium here at Gold on October 25th and 26th live. But again, as I mentioned, everything is recorded. So if you want to find out more about this presentation with Shondra and all the other presentations in the symposium, we invite you to go to goldlearning.com. Thank you everyone for watching. Bye-bye.